give yourself grace, move at your own pace, and count your blessings,
Come on.
because it's so hard to get distracted and getting towards the next goal and achieving the next thing, and when you're not taking stock in all that you've accomplished, it can get very draining very fast. And so when you're able to look back at when we were able to look back at everything that we've been able to accomplish and do, it just gives an extra pep in our step, a little bit more motivation, and a little bit more, we did that,
A whole
we
lot of
did that,
gratitude. Yeah,
hold on.
we keep track of our wins because, like she mentioned, it is easy to glean by and be like, oh yeah, we did that. Okay, let's go. But I mean, at the end of the year when we have our strategy, or at the beginning of the year when we have our strategy session, and we look back at everything that we accomplished in the previous year, it's like, oh, we did do that. So yeah, definitely being grateful, leading with gratitude, and I have to remind myself that rest is restoration.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Kickback with Keri podcast. I'm your host, Keri Henderson. And today you guys are in for a treat. We're talking to a mother-daughter duo that launched a candle business during COVID and has since then thrived and is teaching us all about self-care. I can't wait for you guys to check out this episode. I want to thank you guys for joining me today because you're like, I know, I actually talked to another brand I reached out to last year when I asked her about something, and she was like, yeah, you sent me the email and I went down the rabbit hole. Like, who is this emailing me? So I appreciate y'all joining me today. Today we have Kobi Gregory, Tasha Harris from Kobi Co. And as I was sharing with them offline, I love that they are about the intersectionality between soul care, self care, and candles. So we're going to talk about all that today. And I've read online, I was reading up on your journey, and this is perfect for now because of when you guys started it 5 years ago. I feel like we're going through another iteration where we
Oh,
need some
yeah.
some self care and
Really.
some musa. So I wanted to dive right in and talk about why you guys started Kobe Co. Like, what's the story? How did we get here?
Okay, I'll start us off with that. So we started in 2020, right before kind of COVID hit and everything. And originally, I was trying to fund an HBCU college tour that I had been attending annually prior. And so my mom had also quit her corporate job prior to that. And so I wanted to come through and find a way to help my parents
Nice.
out with this. And I hated working fast food. I hated working retail. And so I just kind of wanted to find my own groove. And me and my mom have always been into aromatherapy, like always sensitive to smell for all that I can remember. And so we had kind of taken a class together, and we really put our brains together and decided that this is something that we wanted to do. And so I received a lot of love and support during my first event. It was something organized through the community, the church community, and so we received a lot of love and support. And then, of course, eventually we went into quarantine and kind of threw us for a loop, but we decided to take that time to build up the business to provide for my college fund and also a scholarship fund that we've created for BIPOC women as well. I struggled a lot with anxiety and depression and just a whole lot of different feelings that I really needed to outsource some self care practices for, and so music and candles and aromatherapy and all those tools really helped me out, and so I wanted to help other people with these tools as well. And so, hence the playlist on the candles and everything that we've done so far. We've gotten to do beautiful workshops now that we've had the store as well. So, yeah.
Let me fill in some blanks.
I love a
I
good mother daughter duo. I
right,
love a good mother daughter duo because one's going to say one part and then they're going to be like, wait a minute, there's
yeah,
more.
she gleaned over my issues in corporate America. I left a 28-year corporate career.
Wow.
I hit a brick wall, was in a really toxic environment, did not know what to do. This was October 2019. So I just grabbed my little purse and walked out the door.
I know that's right.
Took a big woosah. Little did I know the world would join me in a collective pause. 3 months later, here we are in COVID, and I'm, relaxing and or trying to relax and trying to formulate what my next career move would be. But then I noticed the toll that COVID was taking on my daughter, my family, and I really wanted to help her with her self-care initiatives. As I was helping her, I recognized that I too was suffering from stress and anxiety due to due to COVID and, my traumatic ending in my career. And so as I was helping her, I was really ultimately helping myself. And when she first got started, it was dope because it was all her. She's the creative. She was the moving force behind the brand, and I was just like in the background encouraging her. And when I saw her do so well and get so many invites for pop-ups and community events, I was like, I think you got something here. What you want to do? And she was like, I don't care. And so, slowly but surely, we just started really researching what it took to build a retail brand, because I came from corporate. She was a high schooler. Retail is its own animal, but I do believe that, my experience being a people leader and running operations teams really helped prepare us for this journey that we're on. And as we mentioned, we are celebrating 5 years.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Is it 2 years in the store too?
Yes.
Yes.
I saw that. I was like, oh, 2 years. I know that's right. Congratulations on the brick and mortar.
Thank you. That
That's
was
amazing.
Yeah, that was not even planned. We had a dope business advisor who she was pouring candles in the kitchen. We were packing stuff in the garage. It was winter in Minnesota. It was, harsh conditions. And so when he asked what we needed to help us grow, we're like, we need to get out of this garage and out of this kitchen. And he just so happened to have 4,000 square feet of prime real estate in downtown Minneapolis, executive offices, conference room, all the things. They left. He and his team left right when COVID hit, and so they went to remote, and this amazing space was sitting empty. So he was like, if you guys want it, you can have it. He had 2 more years on his lease. We did not have to pay a thing in this prime downtown real estate.
Come on, blessings.
Right?
Okay.
We do it. So we, set up shop in there, and it really allowed us to create our own operations and get used to the logistics of mailing products out and setting up for our events.
Polishing ourselves, finding our footing.
Yeah.
Brand alignment, just a whole just really finding our footing.
Yeah.
And when his lease was up, there was this space that we're in now. And again, we weren't thinking about opening a retail store, but we saw the opportunity because there was a door here. And we're like, worst case scenario, we'll just set it up and, continue to focus on e-commerce and these events. But people started coming in, and we discovered our new business line with offering our candle making workshops and our sugar scrub making workshops. And that has been a huge driver of success for us, creating a lot of foot traffic, making us a destination spot. And so I really attribute that to our ability to continue to grow and scale the business.
That's amazing. What do you guys think? What were some of the biggest challenges of starting a business like this, especially during that time, right? Like, you're in the middle of COVID, you don't have a retail background, and we're like, but we're gonna go all in on this candle company. What are some of the challenges you guys experienced?
I will say definitely the fact that we were just learning something new about the business every day, something that we could be doing, something that we should be doing. It was always something that we were grateful to be learning, but it was also like okay, let's get on it. So I would say that was a challenge. And before we've always had beautiful business aunties and uncles that have been able to help us out with different opportunities and resources. But before that, it was definitely just us and being just two heads in this day.
Wearing all the hats.
Yes, you wear all
Trying
the
to
hats.
do all the things.
Do all the things. And you just get stretched pretty thin. So I would say that's been a challenge for sure.
So because if you're stretched pretty thin and you're also in a self-care business, what did you guys do to find that balance so you're not, running yourself ragged, right? What are some of the things that you did?
That did happen. I'd say the first year we opened the store, we were just trying to, because we became customer facing, we were trying to just make sure everything was perfect all the time, and we stay in constant learning mode. So once you learn, you want to immediately implement, and that can burn you out. And so we do believe in self-care, and we do indulge. And so we made sure that first year we started taking the last 2 weeks of Christmas off, right, or the holiday season right after Christmas. And so we use that time to unwind, unplug, travel, relax, go to spas. We went to Lake Tahoe last year.
Nice.
So yeah, we do practice what we preach, and
Okay, good.
when we don't,
I do my best to remind her, I mean, but the whole business serves as a physical reminder to take care of yourself. So it's really, it's hard when you're really into it, but then again, you get reminded, like, okay, let me take that break. We do our best to try and, 2 o'clock, on work days, we try and do some meditation, and, we don't always uphold to it, but as long as we have that intention and, we set that. We try our best to, set positive energy here in the space as well with saging and everything. So,
I love it.
practicing
Yeah.
what we
What's
preach.
one of your favorite playlists? I'm curious.
oh, okay. It's not even hard for me to say.
Yes.
Chillaxin was one of our first candle scents that we ever came out with, first playlist and everything, and it's been one of the number one scents that we've
That's the one
had.
I have my eye on. That's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah.
So that chillaxin playlist
Yes.
truly has my heart, Mom. I don't know if you have.
Mine
a
is
different
Black
one.
Lives Matter because it is so full of Black girl magic and Black power signs and reminding us where our power lies. And
Yes.
so anytime I feel like I need to be uplifted and start a little, what is that? Some good trouble. I'll burn my Black Lives Matter candle. Get
We
out
need to
there.
light. We need to light one of those right now.
That
And do.
parts. That
Okay.
parts.
We
Keep it
really
burning.
do. If there was someone in your position that was interested in going into business like this, what advice would you guys give them?
I would definitely say read the book E-Myth because it is for every solopreneur who is so focused on working in the business that they don't, take a breath and look for opportunities to work on the business. So Kobe and I, she has her skill set and I have mine, and we both have to focus on working in our areas of specialties, or it can get the lines can get blurred and we can get distracted and not, uh, not and just not what am I trying to say, we're not operating in our gifts, and so we just try to make sure that we stay focused on what she's skilled at, what I'm skilled at, and together, I mean, we couldn't do it without each other because, again, I have an operations background and she's the creative and in the logistics. And I mean, she basically runs everything, including her mom. But it works.
She's like,
It
Yeah,
"Where's
I was
that?"
gonna say another one of the challenges is trying not to fire each other every week.
Oh
So,
goodness.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think she just fired me the other day. So I'm back.
she's back.
I'm glad she brought you back.
I know this time.
Yeah. I would also say something that I would that really helped us out was just asking for help, really reaching out towards any resources that you can. Again, a lot of aunties and uncles that we have in business have really helped us out with different opportunities, and it's something that brings the community together as well. So yes, always reach out for help.
Yeah. Since you guys work together and fire each other often, what is the biggest thing you've learned from each other working together in this dynamic? Because I asked that question because I did interview another mother-daughter duo, and they were just as dynamic as you two. And they talked about, I have to set up boundaries, and one person's this way and the other person's this way, and we have to find this balance because, one's an extrovert, one's an introvert. So one is ready to go, 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 go. The other one's like, it's 5 o'clock, my day is over, I'll talk to you tomorrow. So what have you
Yeah.
guys learned from each other being in this position?
Um. Oh, I had it at the top of my head. Oh, there was something when we first started out. I was gung ho on separating mother and daughter from business partners, and I was like, you can't treat me like your daughter in the workspace, and da 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 da. And but in turn, I was still treating her like my mother, and it's not possible. We had to learn how to kind of merge the two, balance the two, coincide with the two, and it's still a challenge every day.
But what if we are
What have
close
you
with
learned from that, though? What have you learned from that?
We've learned, honestly, really a lot about just how to communicate with each other, how to set boundaries, how to meet each other in the middle, how to compromise. Really, we've both had the opportunity to have therapists who teach us different coping mechanisms and languages to use. And so we've definitely done our best to implement that. So, yeah.
Can
What
I
about you,
interview
Tasha?
too? Ask me the question again.
What did you learn? What have you learned from Kobe working together in these last 5 years?
I have learned that she truly is my mini me. Like anytime I'm like, oh, like that
You be like,
reminds me
even
of
your own kids, but your own
somebody,
kids are
right?
just like
It
you.
is your own kids, but in the ways that it makes me so proud because I'll get out here and grind it out, and she does the same, and like the way she's taken charge, and I can take some days off, and she's holding it down, and man, to watch her lead workshops, like she just facilitated a 200-person workshop out at this huge casino. And when she gets in her boss mode, she is in it. So it really makes me proud because when I was that age, I used to grind too. So it's a nice reminder.
Nice. So being in this boss mode, what have been some of your we made it moments so far? You did a 200-person casino, you're doing these classes. What has happened so far where you're like, this is
We
it?
have legit had so many blessings since we've started out. I feel like it's been blessing after blessing. But recently, we were a part of ESPN's Champion Black Business, where they filmed a commercial here and they showed it during the NBA Finals. We also had the opportunity to speak to one of the sharks from Shark Tank.
Listen.
Yeah.
Robert, I believe.
Yeah.
And we've also been in. There was a Hulu show called Unprisoned, based in
Oh
Minneapolis.
yeah, was that
Kerry
Kerry Washington's show?
Washington.
Is that her Kerry Washington show?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, we had a couple of our products in some of the episodes.
Episode
And-
6
You know
and
what?
7
I
season.
remember because I need to send you guys the link. I featured you in the newsletter last month, and I took one of the because I do an item of the month in the newsletter, and so I took one of the videos. I don't know if it was it might not have been Unprisoned. It might have just been your product, but I like how you guys had it like in the video format. So
Yeah.
I put that in there, but I do remember seeing Unprisoned on the website, and I was like, "Oh, okay, we on Hulu."
Yes, and we've been featured in Black Enterprise, Cosmopolitan, rolling out like this past holiday season.
Essence.
Ooh, Essence, Essence,
Essence.
We were featured in Essence, Essence, and rolling out all in the same day. Those online magazines, and then Black Enterprise and Cosmopolitan. Those have been super dope.
Early on, we had something going on with we filmed an interview with the Jason show. That
Yeah,
was really
that's a local
cool. And then
program, yeah.
recently WCCO as well. Those
Yeah.
are like local news
Outlets,
outlets
yeah.
here. So
Yeah.
it's been beautiful.
Besides, I know because I did a research, but let the people know. Besides candles, what other products are you guys offering to make this wellness experience for your customers the one that it is?
So we want to touch on anything scent,
said we'll
sound,
do
or
that.
self-care. And so the products that we carry range from we have multiple sizes of the candles, but we also have room linen and body sprays here. We have bath bombs that we offer, car
Wax
perfumes,
tarts.
wax tarts. Crystal, I'm obsessed with crystals, so we have crystal products as well. And
Jewelry.
then we also love to table share with other small Black-owned businesses. So we utilize our space for that as well. So yeah, that's pretty much some of our products that we have here. And then of course we do the workshops here.
And what are the workshops? Are just the candle making workshops? And you said the scrub too, right?
Candle making, sugar scrub workshops, and bath salt workshops. Yes.
And
sounds good.
recently, we've started getting more and more opportunities to take our wellness-centric workshops external to different organizations for team building
Co-working
experiences.
spaces,
Yep.
Yeah.
Actually, I think I know someone. I'm gonna connect you guys. This always happens in the middle. I'm like, oh, I know somebody. And I don't know if she's in your area, but I'll check because she runs like the Girl Scouts in Minneapolis.
Love it.
And if she is, I know she's doing a lot of things with the young girls. I feel like that would be a good opportunity to do like a candle making, body scrub.
Oh yes,
teaching
we worked with the Girl Scouts before. We love them.
Yeah. So I don't know. So
They do.
I'll definitely put you in touch with her because I know she's doing something with an author right now who has a book for young girls. So I was like, oh, that might be a good workshop to partner with them
Love
to
it.
do like to teach, because we need to teach our kids self-care early, right?
Oh,
What did we do yesterday?
Oh, it was really fun. My brother is a teacher's assistant for special needs students, and so we were able to go to one of their classes and teach a couple of students how to make sugar scrubs, about teach them about Black businesses and self-care,
Self-care.
and it was like truly an amazing experience. Like that is the future right there. So
She left wanting to be a teacher. I'm like, I don't know about all that. They were so darn cute, but
they were so
for that
cute.
hour.
But imagine doing that every day,
I know.
all
Teachers
day.
need capes, I tell you.
They
5
do.
days a week. And I have a friend who's a teacher, and yes, I agree. Yes, they do. Because the day does not end when the kids go home.
No,
does not.
no. And they take a piece of your heart with them. Because, I mean, I've heard some of the stories, and I'm like, oh, poor Edie.
They do, because she's been in the game. She's been teaching for like 17 years, and so she'll see students out that are, of course, they're grown now. It's like, girl, you've been doing it a long time if they're grown. But, and then there's her stories about other students, and she's like, those are my kids, even when they're gone. Like, those are always her kids.
Yeah.
So
Those are
that's-
the teachers that leave an impact.
Bless her
Exactly.
heart.
Exactly. I know you guys mentioned, you have space in your store for other businesses and you have their scholarship. Talk a little bit about this. Let's talk about this scholarship and how you're helping, the other businesses and women. Like, what was the reason and why was it so important to start this scholarship?
Well, for one, we've always wanted to get in touch with the community and give back. But also it was very much, when we started, school focused. Of course, I was trying to raise money to go on the HBCU college tour, and I was planning on, and still am planning on attending college. But in the meantime, because of COVID and everything, my last 2 years of high school were all online. And I tried to kind of follow that normal college route, the right after high school, go do your 4 years, knock it out. And I did not realize how burnt out I was. And so I decided to take a break from that and focus on the business. And in the meantime, I wanted to still continue that focus on school. And so we thought of a way to give back to young BIPOC women who want to attend college by using some of the proceeds from our products to give back. And we've been able to do that for a couple of young women. And it's been really, really fun. It's been really inspiring.
Tell who you gave money to last year. Instead of a person, we gave to an organization.
Oh, are you talking about the Michelle Young?
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Oh, I don't know if y'all know what The Bachelorette is, but I've never watched The Bachelorette. I decided to just watch it randomly one day, and I chose the season where she was based here in Minneapolis. Black woman, Michelle Young.
Shout out Michelle Young.
Shout out
She's so
Michelle.
dope.
She's so dope. She just was a really inspiring Black woman to me, and I feel like she really just held her ground and was just an inspiration. And she has an organization called the Michelle Young Foundation where she's giving back to young children. And so we decided that we wanted to donate a portion, or $500 to their foundation as well. Nice. So that's what we did last year, which was really nice. And then we also ended up giving back to the HBCU college tour that I had been attending as well. It was organized through Progressive Church, so we sent a donation over to them too.
That's one of the reasons why I was also drawn to your business, because I'm very big on like giving back and community service, and I've been doing my own, initiatives with friends for probably over 10 years at this point. Like, I'm always trying to host something or do something, raise money for something. I actually just had a community service event last week. We put together 150 lunches for nonprofits in the area, and we did it this year, and then we did some last year. So when I saw that, I was like, okay, y'all, get my money. I'm like, you got candles, which I love. You got a playlist, which I'm always trying to vibe out a playlist, and y'all give back to the community. Yes, this is the triple threat over here. I love this. Absolutely love this. So I think that's amazing that you guys are able to do that. You've talked about where you've been featured. You talked about the community organizations and giving back to different individuals. What would be, and being on Hulu's show Unprisoned?
Yeah.
From this point moving forward, though, what would be your ideal feature or partnership? Considering all that you've done so far, and the people that you work with, that's a good one, isn't it?
Ooh.
Yes.
I was gonna say, I want to get on Good Morning America or something.
Where they do the product segments.
Yes.
When they're like, this morning, this brand, Kobi Co, is featured. They're based out of Minneapolis,
Ooh.
and they have a store, and they yes.
Yes, or the Jennifer Hudson show.
Yes.
Hey, we gonna go to the
Oh,
tunnel.
we gotta go to
Yes,
the tunnel.
that is it. That is it. Kobe
Yes.
on the J Hud show. Yes, let's go.
We have to do the tunnel. Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes.
Okay, J Hud, if you're listening to this, if you're watching
listening,
this, if somebody from your team is listening or watching, I need you to get them
yes,
on the
Please.
show
yes.
so they can have the tunnel moment.
Yes. Or maybe we just go get in the tunnel and we don't necessarily
We will
have to
be
be
a
on the
part
show.
of the. We will sing a song and be a part of the tunnel.
Yeah,
if
yeah,
we
yeah,
can.
yeah. It's clapping in the
Just wanna be there.
background.
Right.
We got to start somewhere. No, we want to be on the show. Let's speak that into existence.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, we want the whole thing. We want the
Yeah,
tunnel
yeah,
experience.
yeah,
We
yeah.
want the product feature on the we have a segment with you guys on the show. No, we want the whole thing. We don't
Run
want
Aaron
Yes,
Pierre
ma'am.
back. Mufasa.
we want all of it, okay? We want all of that. We want all of that. Any other features or partnerships you guys would want?
Oh
the
gosh,
future?
that is such a great question. Mm. Ooh, we're gonna put a pin in that because Granny is having a senior moment. I don't know.
I can't think of.
It'd be dope. Okay, it'd be dope to have an artist perform here. We have a store and we're getting ready to launch a tiny store concert
Yes.
I
series.
love that idea.
So we have some favorite artists that usually come through the Twin Cities.
Yes.
So I say anybody R&B, anybody who want to set that vibe with us. It would be amazing to have a national recording artist featured here in our store.
And that makes sense because you guys have playlists on your Kindle, so it would make sense to have a musical artist. Like, do a little happy hour showcase on a Friday,
Yeah.
Saturday, have
Yeah.
some
Exactly.
wine, black owned wine.
Hey, yes.
Exactly.
I'm just saying it could be a whole
those are the
experience.
things. Those are the things that we're planning for our 5-year anniversary, which we're celebrating in April. So
love
stay
that.
tuned, plug in, and you'll see some of these cool events going down.
I love that. What about you, Kobe? Any other features or partnerships?
I really, really love collaborating with other small Black-owned businesses. Anybody who's with the vibe, anybody who's about self-care. We actually just, me and my mom visited this natural apothecary store where they are Black-owned, and we are talking to them about collaborating for our 5-year anniversary. And so we like to host kind of little pop-ups here and utilize the space. So
And share, share what we have.
Yes.
Like we love featuring other Black businesses in our Black business. And if there's any way we can support or help or share resources, we are all about it.
yeah, when you're blessed, you bless others, and so
Amen.
that's been our goal, and that's what my next collaboration I would want to be. Yeah.
I love that. And so, before we do some fun questions, one question I have that for each of you: what is one, I would say, piece of advice or a mantra you hold on to as an entrepreneur in this space, right? Because we know like growing a business is not the easiest. You did it during COVID and you persevered. You are still here. And we know, I would say personally, like in the last 5 years, I've seen a lot of businesses come and go. A lot of people did well during COVID, and then COVID was over, and it was like a lot of people shuttered. So what has been like one piece of advice or like mantra that you guys hold on to individually or collectively that has kind of helped you get through these last 5 years, weather these storms, the challenges of starting a business, having your own space, the ebbs and flows of business, because some months are great, some months are not great. Like what has held you guys through all of that, you think?
I would say 3 strong ones that are very consistent with me is give yourself grace, move at your own pace, and count your blessings.
Come on.
Because it's so hard to get distracted and getting towards the next goal and achieving the next thing, and when you're not taking stock in all that you've accomplished, it can get very draining very fast. And so when you're able to look back at, when we were able to look back at everything that we've been able to accomplish and do, it just gives an extra pep in our step, a little bit more motivation, and a little bit more, we did that.
A whole
We
lot of
did that.
gratitude. Yeah,
Hold
we
on.
we keep track of our wins because, like she mentioned, it is easy to glean by and be like, oh yeah, we did that. Okay, let's go. But I mean, at the end of the year when we have our strategy, or at the beginning of the year when we have our strategy session and we look back at everything that we accomplished in the previous year, it's like, oh, we did do that. So yeah, definitely being grateful, leading with gratitude, and I have to remind myself that rest is restoration. I mean, I love what we do so much. And it's actually brought us closer together. My baby that moved out the house, so we're empty nesters. But it's so funny because when we're not working together, we'll be like, "You want to go get something to eat? Hang out? I miss you." Sending each other memes and stuff.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we got to remind ourselves to rest and definitely lead with gratitude.
So it's brought you guys closer.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, one thing you brought up, because now that you mentioned strategy meeting, now I'm curious. What does a strategy meeting look like for your business, of entrepreneur business, right? Because I think one of the things I like about the podcast is, of course, getting people exposed to new businesses, but I like to get the, behind the scenes, the nitty gritty of what it's like to actually run and thrive. So, what does a strategy meeting for you guys look like when you have them every year? And what is
Sure.
that? And I guess two parts. And then what advice
Okay.
would you give to others who may not even do that, or what that should look like for people?
Like my mom was saying, we have our kind of respective places in our business where we thrive in, and so she works more in the admin space, kind of reaching out with when it comes to financials, kind of a lot of just like the
Operations.
operation. And I do a lot of the fun, creative stuff, making music, teaching the
Yeah.
classes, and so when we come together about our respective things on like just things we need to update each other on. Like I'm working more on inventory and kind of like letting her know about operations when it comes to the workshops and what we got going on, and so therefore she knows like kind of the capacity in which we can do certain things on her end, and in turn with her she'll let me know about what we need to prepare for in the coming days, and like so yeah, we just kind of come to together with our own information and keep each other posted, and then we also kind of work together on and strategize on how we move towards certain projects and stuff like that. So
Yeah, and one critical point is we are members of an organization called Sister Biz, which anybody, any black woman, any woman of color, well, black woman, it's an amazing membership based organization that covers the foundational knowledge of business. Like, what do you need to be successful? Like, there's so many. I think people make it seem so easy to start a business
They
when
do.
that is not that. You can be that creative person. You can make your products. You can sell your services. But if you don't know how to run that business and create a plan for the long term, you're not gonna make it. So we have been a part of Sister Biz for the last 4 years. We go to their annual year-end program called Goal Digger, and it is very KPI focused and goal focused. And so we go there with our numbers and come back with a plan that will help us prepare for the next year. So we're looking at what did we sell? It's like working backwards. What's our sales goal or a revenue goal, and how do we work backwards? And then where do we identify like the KPIs with our social media? We just started paid ads, and so just
Hence
learning.
how I found you.
Yay, it's
yeah.
working. It's working. So I mean, we stay learning, and it's hard not to implement right away because it's like, oh, let's do this, but you really got to pace yourself and not be forced to grow at someone else's pace, because it can really take you out. There's been people who have tried to get us. They're like, oh, you guys should be in Target. No, we should not. Like, big box is a huge undertaking, and you do not know those risks and penalties that are associated if you're late with whatever. But we want to stay in control of our growth, and being a part of that organization, and just the amazing amount of information that they give you. There's work groups, there's master classes, there's documents, and we're in community with our sisters, and so where other businesses are thriving. They, we're sharing resources, we're sharing information, and just really, it's an amazing organization. And I do credit it as to our longevity, because you don't know what you don't know until you start digging in there. And then to be able to find an organization of like-minded sisters and entrepreneurs, it's a blessing. So shout out to Coach K.
Absolutely, because I know online they're like, file the paperwork and start an LLC. You can have a business tomorrow. And I'm like, no.
That is not it.
I'm like, that's not it. And, of course, with social media, everybody makes it look like it's easy. Like, start an Instagram page, start a TikTok, and you'll be rolling in money. And I'm like,
that part.
It don't work like that. So I think that's great and I think anyone starting a business they really do need to have a coach, a mentor, be in some type of community, because
absolutely,
you don't really know what you're getting yourself into. And the thing you mentioned, like getting into resale, and what we're seeing now, of course, is like, does that still make sense because of the climate that we're in right now, right? And so like that was always a goal, not always a goal, but for a lot of people that's like, oh, get in retail. But it's like, being in community, I think, or having a coach can help you make that decision. Like, yes, everyone says you should do that, but does that really make sense for my business? Because just because another company's in Target doesn't necessarily mean you're supposed to be in Target. Or can you, have the impact that you want to have if you're tied to retail, et cetera. So I love that you mentioned that, and that has come up in the program that you're in.
Yeah. We've grown at our own pace, and have been blessed to be able to reach out to some of these upscale boutique hotels and retail spaces, and they've heard about our brand, and they've welcomed us. So we're on quite a few shelves here locally, and a boutique in Georgia. But we're growing at our own pace, and that's comfortable for us. And so we're just grateful that we can, work in our business full time. And that's been a blessing itself. So I think that's also helped us.
That's awesome. Okay, so let's get into some fun questions.
All right.
Just just like, I don't know, just random stuff. I every time I do this, people are like, "So what you want to ask?" I'm like, "It's not juicy or anything." I'm like, "It's just random stuff."
We was not even
trying to get the tea.
Yeah, because sometimes I have some written down, but sometimes I'll have them like on a strip of paper, and so people will be like, "What is in this mug?" I'm like, "I promise y'all, they're fun. Like, it's just random stuff that's not business related. I promise." Okay, so you guys have the Chillaxin playlist, you have the Black Lives Matter playlist. What would be your own personal playlist for your candle cup? Like, Tasha, what would be your playlist? Kobe, what would be your? That's not either one of those. Like, what would be your own personal playlist? Oh. Like for me, for instance, if I were to have one, like mine I would definitely have like a 90s R&B playlist. Like,
for sure.
I saw, and it'd probably be by years too, like 90 to 95. We could do 95 to 2000s. We gotta spread it out.
In my head. Right. I'm definitely all about the slow jams. I am such a lover girl, and so she loves my taste in music, and I love my mom's taste in music. So it spans multi-generational. But any kind of slow jam, I am here for it.
Me personally, Swedish jazz.
Oh yeah, shout out to Coop.
Shout out to Coop. They are a Swedish jazz band that my mom would play when I was a little kid, and it's followed me to this day. So I love just a jazzy vibe, an electric vibe, like house music, kind
lounge,
of instrumental.
Yeah, I can see that with some candles. I can see that. Yes.
That's the vibe from Kobi Co. It is. That's what's dope too, because we got music, we set the vibes, and when you come in, people are like, oh, this is cool, this is cozy, I love it, I'm here.
I do not like stepping into a space and they don't got no music.
Music definitely sets the tone for the energy. The music definitely sets the tone for the energy.
We had them kids real mellow yesterday.
Played some calm frequency tones for the children, and the
teachers were probably like, "How did y'all do that? Can y'all come back and do it again? That's magic. Please come back regularly."
Yes.
What is your favorite place to travel?
Ooh, Panama.
Ooh. I will say Lake Tahoe, because we had a beautiful trip there. Again, we needed our self-care retreat, and it was beautiful. It was snowy, mountains. There was a hot tub.
Oh yes,
we were in the hot tub in the snow.
Yes.
Living your best life.
Yes.
Continue to say yes. Okay, final one. If you were not, and maybe Kobe, you might have answered this already because of what you did yesterday, but if you guys did not have this business, what would you be doing?
Yeah, you're right. I would want to teach. I would want to teach. I love working with the youth. My mom put me in a lot of like after school programs, community groups, camps, and I've always wanted to be like a counselor. They were always so cool to me. And again, they shape the minds of the future. So that's something I would really enjoy doing, I think.
I would probably be a travel vlogger or blogger. What are they now? Yeah. Yeah. I like to explore new cultures through food and travel. So I definitely, and love to take pictures to remind me of all the amazing places I've been. So.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. So let everybody know where they can get all the goodness, all the Kobi Co goodness.
Website.
Well, we have a website.
She said, well.
lovekobico.com. We also have our brick and mortar store here, 48 South 9th Street.
Minneapolis. Downtown Minneapolis.
Minnesota, yes. And then we have several different locations that we're in here in Minneapolis. Electric Fetus, down in the valley, Patina, The Wedge.
They can find all that on the website.
On the website.
Yeah.
Check them out, you guys.
Check us out.
So make sure you guys check out Kobi Co on the website. Go to their website, check them out. Get a candle, 2, 3. Get some scrubs, some salts. Get into the vibes. Listen.
Get into it.
During this time, we need self-care, okay?
Yes.
Because the mental toll, the exhaustion, the overwhelm, it's a little too much. So grab yourself a candle for yourself. Grab a candle for somebody that you love. You'll see on the back, and if you go to their website too, you can scan the playlist. You can play it while you're taking a shower. You're in your tub. Check them out at the website, on the socials. I want to thank you guys for joining me today on this episode of the Kickback with Keri podcast. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all the things. Please get this thing going. Let me know what you thought about this episode, and I'll check you guys out next time. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Kickback with Keri podcast. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. The Kickback with Keri is available wherever you get your podcasts.